didn't know I had a roommate, but I just assumed that I had a roommate that was a girl, but I slowly realized that it was a man in my room, y'all.
Said that if that Hunter Biden laptop story
have any arguments against that right now, and I want to see how it goes. All right, let's get into it. So I'm supposed to be talking to this young lady who is a firecracker. She is blowing up all over X right now. She has been on TikTok as a young Black conservative young lady, and people who was in her community, in her Black culture community, everyone turned on her as soon as she said the things that she's been saying about the conservative movement. I'm gonna show y'all who I'm talking about. It's Locked In with Zaza. I've been blown away ever since. I've gone down a rabbit hole on her YouTube channel and everything, trying to figure out what did she say that pissed people off so much. Let's check this out together. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments. Please watch the whole video. That would be amazing.
This is going to be my walk away story because I was 100% Democrat. I was on the Democratic plantation and I was happy with that. So let me go ahead and tell y'all this story because it's a little crazy. Hello to everybody who watches this. My name is Zakia Cooper, and I am a 23-year-old Christian conservative from Chicago. This is going to be my walk away story because I was 100% Democrat. I was on the Democratic plantation, and I was happy with that. So let me go ahead and tell y'all this story because it's a little crazy. So in 2021, I moved into my first apartment. And the apartment that I chose to move into was like a dorm style room where you would share a bathroom with a roommate of the same gender. That's what my lease said, and I was okay with that because I really wanted to move out. And so I move out and I don't have a roommate initially, right? So I'm living there by myself for 1 full year and I'm happy with that. A year passes and I slowly noticed that the bathroom that I had to myself is showing signs of being used by a man because I'm seeing that the toilet seat is up. And so I'm like, okay, I didn't know I had a roommate, but I just assumed that I had a roommate that was a girl because that's what they told me. I had a female roommate and she had a boy or something over there who was using the bathroom. So I'm like, whatever. He's dirty because he's not flushing the toilet and he's leaving the seat up all the time, but whatever. This is what happens when you move in a conjoined situation. So I was satisfied, I guess. But I slowly realized that it was a man in my room, y'all. A man. A trans woman. And I realized it's because I see the person. I see this man that they moved in my room. I came out one day and I happened to see him. We came out at the same time. And I'm like, that's a man. It was a man. It was a man. They moved a man in my room. And so I stopped paying rent in that building because I'm like, how are y'all going to move a man in my room? And y'all told me in my lease that I would have a same-sex roommate. I stopped paying the rent, and eventually the housing manager or whatever reaches out to me, and she's like, I'm telling her my situation. She's like, oh, well, we can't discriminate. That's why we weren't allowed to discriminate against him. He identifies as a woman, so we had to give him a female.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a
craziest thing I ever heard in my life. I'll never forget that day because I was like, what the heck?
Hey, what about protecting the young lady that you got in this place that you told her that she'll be fine living in and she'll be living with someone of her same sex? We can't discriminate. I'm sorry. We can't discriminate. That's it. We can't discriminate. What do you mean? You're not discriminating. What you're doing is exactly what you said you was going to do. And this right here is the issue. This is what's causing the divide right here. That you are making these decisions believing that people just have to just fall in line. And if they're anything like this young lady who are brave enough to speak up for themselves, who I wish my daughters would do the same exact thing. And most of you watching me right now, like if you can honestly tell me in the comments, would you like for your daughter to be forced to live in the same room with someone of the opposite sex simply because they don't want to discriminate? And wouldn't you want your daughter to speak up for herself if that was the case. This young lady is brave so far. This is what I'm thinking, man. This is wild, man, that they will even do this to her.
Is going on in this country. Like, I knew that there were trans people running around. I knew that was a thing, but I never really actually paid attention to the impact of that until it directly affected me, which is how most things work. So upon coming to that realization, I'm like, wait a minute. What laws? Why can't we discriminate against? Why is there a man in my room? Because we can't discriminate. But what about me? I'm a woman.
I'm
21 years old.
What about me? I'm glad she said that, but what about me?
I was 21 at the time. And y'all moving this man in my room? What if he hit me? What if something happens to me? Nobody would care. So after this experience, I became extremely interested in these so-called discrimination laws or whatever this person was speaking on. And I done fell down the conservative rabbit hole from that point forward. I found myself watching Matt Walsh, who's of the Daily Wire, and he has a documentary called What is a Woman? And it's basically about my situation where trans men are erasing women.
You know, that's wild. That Matt Walsh video thing almost got Matt Walsh canceled, which is crazy. Simply because he was asking a question that everyone should be able to answer. But guess who? Even the Supreme Court Justice was not able to answer that question. She was able, but she didn't want to say it, because if she said it, it would buck the system that put her in that place in the first place. We put you here for a reason. And if you answer this question correctly, you can lose your position. Or even worse, something else. Don't know. But that's the world we're in right now. And this is ridiculous, man. We need to get back to protecting our women and children. And if we're not going to do that, what the hell are we doing? Like, expect for there to be pure chaos. If we don't protect women and children, we can't expect anybody else to protect women and children. I just now grabbed a video from Twitter and posted it on my Instagram earlier today. I can't post it on YouTube. They don't accept certain things that IG and X do. But it was of 3 black gentlemen, 3 black ninjas who brutally attacked 2 white girls outside of a store because they was trying to rob them for their purses. And the girls was fighting back. It was like, no, you're not getting our purses. They're struggling with them. And these dudes are hitting these women like real men, like they are fighting another man. And then there was men standing around watching this happen. And all they could do was pull their phones out and record. They would not help these women from getting beat up because they was fearing their own lives. Come on, man. We need to get back to the point where we are protecting our women and children. And right now, the government is not doing it. Not if they're allowing this to happen to the point where she can't even live privately without, and feel safe without them just saying, well, we don't want to discriminate. Nah, damn that. Damn that. Listen, first of all, my money is good. I've been here. You said I'll be roomed with another woman. This is not another woman. Can you answer what a woman is? All right, let's get back to it.
And after watching that film, I realized that I was supporting literally satanic stuff. I didn't know. I thought I was being PC, right? No. I was supporting Satan. And I'm a Christian. I was raised a Christian. So I'm like, this ain't right. This is not aligning with my Christian values. Wait a minute. We're calling men women. It's not lying. God doesn't make mistakes. So why am I calling you a she and you're a man? That's a lie. I'm not doing that. Because I'm not lying. Because y'all said so. That's insane.
She's not apologizing for dropping facts on your head. She's going to let you know what it is, baby.
So that was just the tip of the iceberg, y'all. Because after discovering this stuff about the LGBT, I went on to find out that I was also indoctrinated by feminism. I was racist. I'm black, as y'all can see, right? And so it's not okay for blacks to be Republicans, let alone wearing a MAGA hat in public. Come on now. Me and my husband get clowned for this. He's not here, but me and him have the same values. We actually ended up, I'm 23 years old. Y'all thought I did not think I'd be married at the age of 23, but I am. Because me and my husband's values align so much. I'm like, why are we not married?
Listen to this. This is the part right here when she was talking about this, because I actually saw this already. Of course, I saw it. So when she was talking about the decision that she made, this part reminds me so much of my wife. Okay. When we were 20 years old and Naya was already born, you already know Naya's 26 and I'm 45. You do the math. Yep, she was one already. She was one already. All right. So my wife says, I'm not just going to be anybody's baby mother. We're about to go get married. We're going to get married. Now, we planned a big wedding and everything. They didn't do that. You about to hear what she did. But my wife was like, yo, we live together. We already got our own apartment. So, because we already had our own apartment. She said, I'm not about to be no baby mother. So we getting married. I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? It wasn't all one of those romantic, get on your knee, you know, doves flying and all that other stuff, and people coming out and be like, yeah, and they just standing around waiting for me to drop the question. Nah, none of that. So when we got married, we were 20. When she got married, she was 23. So I'm glad that she made this decision, and she made this decision based off of the connection that they had with God, her walk with God. Bless her, man.
Why are we not married? Why are we cohabitating like this? And we're Christians. We're not supposed to be doing that. Let's get married. And we get it. We went downtown and got married. Like, and no, I'm not too young to be married. People, oh, you're young. No, I'm not. I wasn't too young to be having him.
You better go ahead and preach, young lady. Hey, you better preach. You better shut your mouth and preach.
Not married, so I'm not too young to be married to him. What are you talking about? It's insanity, y'all. I was y'all. I was content with being racist because when I was in high school, my liberal high school I went to, they taught me that black people couldn't be racist. We could only be prejudiced, which is some BS.
That is true. I used to go by the same thing when I used to be a part of an organization that was similar to the Black Panthers party when I was about 25. I thought the same thing. You couldn't tell me that black people could be racist. I wasn't accepting it at all. I will argue you down. You was not going to tell me that black people could be racist. So
I was okay with being racist towards other people because they told me that I wasn't being racist. That's insane. That's an insane lie. Y'all have been censored so much. When I came out as a Republican publicly on my platform, because I'm an influencer on both TikTok and Instagram. I also have a YouTube page. And the initial purpose of my platform was to uplift people with natural hair. Because as y'all can see, this is my real hair. These are locks. And, you know, in my community, most women don't like their natural hair. So that's something I've always noticed. And so that's what my platform was initially focused on, you know, engaging with people, telling them that their hair is beautiful. God didn't make a mistake with your hair. You were born with natural kinky hair. You need to learn to love it. Don't give your baby a perm. That's insane. That's so vague. And I slowly realized that there are deeper issues in our community. Yes, the hair is also an issue, and I'm always going to talk about it, but black people are racist. And I realized this because this is how I made my social transition, right? Because I was like a conservative to myself. Only me and my husband were talking about it. We didn't have any MAGA hats or anything, but we were definitely conservative based. So I posted a video on my TikTok at the beginning of the summer. And it was about, because there's a whole conflict in the black community, if you're not aware, where it's considered cultural appropriation for a non-black person to wear like box braids or dreadlocks like mine, or basically any other black hairstyle. If a white person wears it, then they're gonna get bullied and attacked.
Yeah.
And so I think that's very wrong. That's very racist. And so I spoke out against it publicly. I'm like, you know, y'all are racist. Y'all are telling a white girl she's not allowed to wear braids because she's white. That's racist. You're telling her she can't do it because of her race. Y'all, I was cyberbullied for this. I had so many people calling me so many slurs. You call me Uncle Ruckus. I've been called Clarence Thomas's daughter, Candace Owens Jr.
Candace Owens Jr., yep.
Coon, etc., etc., etc. Y'all know the slurs. So that's when I realized I was right. I'm on the right side of history because I'm like, y'all are cuckoo. Absolutely cuckoo. And I'm not for it. I don't support that. So I'm extremely happy that I escaped the Democratic plantation. The socialist, communist, Democratic plantation that I was trapped on. Because
I love her personality. She is a firecracker, man. I promise you, she is so dope.
Because When I started voting at the age of 18, I asked my parents what to vote for. They told me Democrat, and so I voted Democrat because they told me to. Little did I know, I was literally voting for communism. So yes, guys, I'm so blessed that at the age of 23, I've come to this conclusion and I'm not out here supporting demonic things like the LGBT and abortion. I'm no longer a feminist. I respect my husband. I submit to him. And I'm content with that place. I cannot wait for us to be fruitful and multiply because that's my purpose on this earth. And I'm so happy that I found this platform because I'm eating all y'all stories up. So yes, thank you guys so much.
All right, so apparently Walkaway is a website.
For more great videos, download the Walkaway Social app at
Walkaway Social, where a lot of people have come out with their own stories. I want to go on there now. I want to go to Walkaway Social and see what other kind of stories are on there. I'm ready to see. I want to see. And what's wild is every single time, some already know it. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Same old song. Soon as they find out one other person have decided to think for themselves and no longer go with the group think type of thing. Now, be careful though. Be careful, because you know you can go from one group think to another group think. Like I've gone from the Democratic plantation. Don't be leaving a Democratic plantation to a Republican plantation where you only say and think what the group over there say and think. Because then you're not a group. You're not a free thinker if you're doing that. You're right in another pot that's just going to be echoing the same sugar honey iced tea, and this, that, and other, and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's pointless. The young lady was a firecracker. The fact that she could sit down and be that energetic and honest and still be happy after taking in all of the attacks that she has taken. Like she didn't mention that, she mentioned just a little bit of it when she said she was called a coon and Uncle Tom, Uncle Ruckus, Candace Owens Jr., those type of things. And she was saying it all with a smile on her face. But we watched one of her videos where she was someone said that they were happy that her her father passed away before finding out that she was now the young lady she is right now. What enough? There's some evil people out there, guys. There's some evil people. I'm happy for her and her journey, her and her husband. Congratulations to them both. And I look forward to meeting them myself. Hopefully y'all are there when we do.